Hello everyone, Justin from iMicroboard Repairs, and today we have a very short video. I did not record this one. I should have. Would have made a great video. This was an SE 2020 that was sent in. Actually, he was gonna send it in, but he happened to be down here in the LA area, and he dropped it off in person. 2 years ago, in 2024, he's in Modesto. He took it to another shop. His phone shut off on him, and the shop told him that he had a CPU problem, so they attempted to transplant the CPU and all the logic to another motherboard, which we have the boards right here. So this is the board that was the customer's, and here is the donor that they swapped to. Now, when I got the phone was just boot looping. Turn on, shows the Apple logo for a couple seconds, shuts off. About 15 seconds later, loads back up, shows the Apple logo, shuts back off, and repeats it infinitely. Now, what happened was they did damage to the CPU, but that's not why the phone was boot looping like that. The reason was they didn't transfer the CPU EEPROM. I don't know why. Why do all that work and then not finish the job? I don't know. Maybe they didn't know exactly entirely what they were doing. It looks like they went for a chip what they thought would be the EEPROM here on the original board, but as you can see, that is not. That is an LDO. It has to do with charging. And yeah, I don't know. I don't get it, dude. But yeah, I ended up playing musical chips, like musical chairs, swapping everything. What was crazy is after I did a swap to my board, I transplanted the chips that were on the donor board, which would be NFC, EEPROM, NAND, and CPU, and the phone was still doing the same exact thing. So that's why I was like, okay, well, maybe it's not the original EEPROM. So I went ahead and, like I said, kept transplanting chips until I finally got the right combination. And even then, after I got the phone to turn on with the correct EEPROM, the NFC was incorrect because I put the password and it went to swipe up to recover. But rather than risk software, which I always say on all my videos, I did the right thing and hunted down the right NFC, put the NFC on the donor, my donor, after doing all that, and phone accepted the password, unlocked, and we got the data. Now this guy was quoted, I believe he said, here I have it here. This guy was quoted, I'll just read you what he said. He said, I had a SE 2020 that had a CPU that randomly failed on me back in 2024, and only this year I had the spare money to get it repaired. I took it to a local shop here that does microsoldering to no avail. They had also had a CPU transplant on the phone, which made the condition of the phone by far worse. What continues is a 2-week search for shops that don't charge for overly too much and has a good reputation. From a shop from Riverside, California, offering to do it for $1,500, whether it worked or not. I know who that is, but I'm not going to mention any names. With barely, according to this guy, with barely any confidence in his voice, to another shop across the U.S. for $2,000, whether it worked or not either. And I know who that is, but I'm not going to say any names. It wasn't until I found Justin in LA and Orange County. And yeah, I'm not going to read you the rest of that about what he says about me. Everybody else, he goes on to say, everybody else said it was next to zero. And he hopes that I can get it. And I got it. So I'm going to show you that the phone works. Let me pull up some media here. That way I can show you what the CPU looked like when I got it. Let's see if we can do this in a camera. Too much light. Really should have recorded the video, but hey, it is what it is. So, as you can see, missing pad here, 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 halfway there. I believe that's it. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. Why they would do that and not finish the job. I really don't. And here's zoomed in. Big old crater. That thing is gone. So let's go ahead and show you the phone working right here. This is after I swapped it. Went ahead and did a full swap, Wi-Fi and everything. That way we could send it remotely to the customer's iCloud after receiving payment. There we go. Just show you that we're in here. I don't like to show personal info, so we'll just show you the dial page. There you go. Now let me take this thing apart partially. Grab a screwdriver real quick. And the way I operate is if I don't get your data, you don't pay a dime. I don't care if it's been tried on. I don't care what happened to it. You don't pay a dime if I can't get you your data. Why are these other places charge when they can't get the data? Whether it's because someone else did something or whatever the outcome or reason or anything, it doesn't matter. I personally don't like paying for something if you don't get me a result. If you don't give me something, why should I pay you? Why should I pay you? That's just the way I think, and that's the way I operate. So that's my motto. But I don't understand. Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't get it. People can say that I'm crazy. People say, oh, you like to work for free. I'm confident to say that I've been doing this long enough that I'm okay with looking at something, checking it out, spending a half an hour, seeing if it's something that I want to mess with. And I'm okay with spending an hour or two and not getting the data if that's what ends up happening. So, no, I just don't get it. But I'm sure a lot of people would agree. And I'm not talking about technicians. I'm talking about end users. We don't care about other technicians here at iMicro Board Repairs. Or I should say we don't care about their opinions. Opinions are like bungholes. Everybody has one. I can take the board out. Yeah, why not? Give me 1 second. I'm going to take the board out on the table over here. Give me 1 second. Just like 10 screws or so. Okay, bear with me here. 2 more screws, just the 2 standoffs. So as you can see, Wi-Fi has been swapped. CPU, which is right here. Has been swapped. And Zenand. That's my preferred point of entry there. So yeah, should have made a video on it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But here it is. It works. Here's the two boards. We get to play musical chairs, musical chip swapping until we figured out the right combination. And yeah, thankfully this SE 2020 was a successful data recovery after another shop already did a swap on it. And thank God he gave the customer his original board. And yeah, I think you get it. All right, well, if you need your data recovered, feel free to visit my website, fill out the mail-in request form, and I'd be more than happy to help you. All right, thanks for watching. Be careful who you send your stuff to. Catch you on the next one.